Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a brand new 2021 album review. And today we're going to be talking about the new album Kotoslom by the band Prevail, which is out now through Sumerian Records. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Prevail, they're a deathcore band from Russia that formed in 2014. And I discovered Prevail probably late 2014, beginning of 2015. I've been watching their vocalist Alex Terrible. He does like a lot of YouTube videos. He does like vocal covers and stuff, and that's pretty much how I discovered Prevail. And I've pretty much been a fan of them since, and I've seen Prevail twice. First time I saw them was back in 2016 at the Summer Solar Tour with Cannibal Corpse, Nile, Carnifex, and a bunch of other bands. And that was actually their first ever US tour. And then I saw them in 2018 with the Whitechapel, Oceano, and Chelsea Grin. That was pretty good. And Prevail is, well, they are Russia, but they also had like two members that are also from the UK, being Jack Simmons, who also plays in the band Acrania. Yeah, he's still with them today, and Alex Terrible had another band called We Are Obscurity. So in a way, Prevail is kind of like a super group in a way, since there's like other members from different bands. And then 2015 they put out their Chapters of Misery EP. That was their debut EP, and that pretty much what really got Prevail known. And then they got signed to Sumerian Records in 2016. They did a reissue of that EP. And then 2017 we get their debut full-length album Misery Sermon, which in my honest opinion I thought that was a pretty good EP, or a full-length, sorry. For some reason I call it an EP. Now here we are 4 years later with their second full-length album, Kotoslom. And to this album, it's totally different compared to Misery Sermon, or even like Chapters of Misery, whereas those two kind of lean more deathcore and just like heavy brutality. This album kind of is a little bit different compared to those in terms of the music, vocally and musically. For one thing, Alex Terrible, even going back to Misery Sermon, all the lyrics are pretty much mostly in Russian, but they also have some songs where they actually sing in English, or have some parts in Russian and then some parts in English, which I think is really interesting. The sort of like the switch back and forth. And musically, this kind of sounds a little bit new metal, while having sort of that deathcore influence. It has that new metal vibe. Kind of reminds me a lot of like old Korn, old Slipknot in a way. Let's just dive right into it. Like production wise, it's pretty good. Like Prevail, I feel like they've always have really great production. Like it's just very meat and very thick sounding, and just like the vocals. What can I say about Alex Terrible that hasn't been said so many times already? The dude is a fucking beast. Like, I don't even know how he does it. It's like this damn Russians. But I just think he's just so fucking great. And then the guitar work from Dmitry Menov, who also used to be in Alex's old band, and of course Jack Simmons. Man, it's just the leads and soloing is just the guitar work is just really tight and sick. Bass wise, it's pretty audible, and the drumming wise, first album with Yevgeny Novik, who also plays with another Russian band, Catalepsy. His drumming is really sick, really filled in the shoes of their former drummer Anton. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, starting things off is Bonebreaker, and right from the get-go it has like a really great build-up, really great moment just to lead you into what to expect right in there, and it just gets really just full on in there. And it has some of that new metal elements, and also has a little bit of like clean vocals, which also sounds a little bit dark in a way. So yeah, I could definitely tell like Alex does something different. You could definitely hear him sing a little bit, but it's not like they're going like full new metal like Suicide Silence, which I'm not even gonna comment there. Anyway, then we move on to the next song on the album, which is called Demolisher. Now, hence the title, this song just demolishes you right from the get-go. It's just unquestionably the band's just weapon to like crush the crowd with just like the heavy riffs and just some really hooky patterns. Next song on the album is called Baba Yaga. Good. Now this song is just fucking sick. It also has like those kind of like, it's weird to describe that song, especially like the opening riff the lyrics is like, blood we drunk, flesh we ate. That was the core of your innocent hate. It just sounds, it's really just menacing, and just goes really fast, and it also has some slower parts. So I like how like the different tempo variations in the song. Moving on to Made in Russia. Now this pretty much has some really vivid mosh parts and some really heavy riffs, and it's very effective, and this will make you headbang all the way through. Zavali Abalo. Now this song is another violent sounding song that is really would showcase well in the crowd movements, and each elements just sound really fucking sick. And then we get to Agony. Now Agony sort of like shows the band's true strength, sort of like catchy rhythmic variations with some really sick vocal tones and some really sick power were in there. You're Only. Now this song kind of like stays in sort of like the aggressive patterns, which contrasts more of sort of like the airy and very kind of like quiet, almost clean vocal parts. The next song on the album is called I Killed the Man. Now this song pretty much offers sort of like a simple and but very effective riffs, and it has sort of like that mixture of old school death metal with some fast and sort of like technical deathcore. Or Bratova offers sort of like some really choirs, it creates a contrast as it has a very epic introduction, and this next is like very rhythmic and it's very groovy, but I feel like it's also really effective. And then we go into Auroboros. Now this song reconnects sort of like this strength of amazingly violent riffs and some screams of rage, which showcases Alex's abilities. And Head on a Plate. Now this song offers just a full, just piercing harmonics and scary howlings at like the surface of massive rhythmic mix songs are just very catchy. And then we close things out with Father. Now this is a very raw sounding song. It sounds more kind of like the dissonant tones to end with just controlled chaos, so I thought it was a pretty good way to end this album. Now overall, Kotoslom by Prevail. Well, I definitely think they've kind of like stepped it up or went like a totally new different direction compared to Misery Sermon. So if I had to give this song a score, I'm going to give Kotoslom by Prevail a solid 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the new Prevail album, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the album, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.